Hello and welcome to today's summer makeup application. I have started doing this as an everyday basic face and I am loving the way it looks, so I wanted to share how I do it. So first and foremost, I get my face prepped. I wash it, but I don't moisturize. That's because it's summer. If you are oily in the least, sometimes you don't want to add moisture before your cream makeup because it just sits on top of your skin. It doesn't allow your makeup to sit properly, might slide off your face. So you're welcome to use sunscreen. Supergoop makes a great one for oily skin, but whatever you use, if you do feel like you need moisture, put it on and then wait 10 minutes at least. But what I have been using is this Uplift Firming Serum. I use it twice a day. So I put it on, let it really sink into my skin. You want to apply that on clean, dry skin, whether it's morning or night, which I do both. Anyway, got that on, let that sink in, and then I use this cucumber water spray. It's like a priming 3-in-1 primer water by Wet n Wild. The other one that I love using is called Rose Water. So they look the same, but this is cucumber, the other one is Rose Water. Highly recommend both. So now that the face is primed, our next step is going to be Muse highlight. So that's right here. So this is Muse, and I'm gonna use this as honestly my base highlight. So just watch. I'm not actually going to use contour. It's going to be leftover Muse. So here I go. Okay, so as you can see, I've got it on fairly heavily, looks a bit too dark, but that's okay. So what I'm doing is evening out my discoloration and dark spots with a darker color, using the B² brush to just blend it all in, make it seamlessly, all one coverage, all one layer, except in the areas of contour, it's a little bit darker. So you don't have to be like, it's too low. It's not exactly right, but because this is cream and I'm going to use my brightening shade to blend it all in, you don't have to worry about messing up. So got it heavily in the contour areas, which is across the forehead, under each cheekbone. I'm actually going to add a little bit just down, kind of start at my jaw and add it down my neck. Blend that. Just so, you don't want to look like a floating head. But this is where it all comes together. So now I'm going to pick up this color right here called Wheat. So this is going to clean up and bring light to the bottom part of my face. Now for the top part, I'm actually going to pick up a lighter shade. So this is called Sunlit. So I'm going to go in with it in the triangle right underneath my eyes, down the sides of my nose. So this is your basic highlight and contour, but with more of a bronzed look. If you want to add additional contour, feel free to pick up a traditional shade. So I'm gonna pick up my Best Blend Forever brush and go into the smaller end, into my contour right here, which is Astoria, just to give a little bit of extra nose contour. I like to slim that guy down. And then if you want to add a little depth to your contour areas, you can flip that brush over. Again, this is the Best Blend Forever. And just darken up little spots. You don't have to take it all the way across. I like to do kind of this little diagonal here, this one here, and then just take it and feather that into your highlight and your bronzer shade. So seamless, but adds a little depth. Same thing at the tips of your cheekbones. And now back to this bright, or the smaller end, we're gonna go into our brighter highlight. and drag that from where we started in between the brows right down the center of those lines. And then you can use this end. You can use the brush you were using before, but you just want to lightly blend that all together. Or you can use a perfector sponge. Okay, let's move on to lip and cheek. So the color that I'm loving for a summer look is called Sandstone. So it's kind of a terracotta, kind of a, I don't know, whatever color that is. It's beautiful. So I'm gonna take the fluffy end of my brush. So this is what I used for everything else, essentially. Fluffy end into Sandstone. And I'm just gonna pat that right in the apples of my cheeks and blend upward over that bronzed contour area. I'm gonna take it on my finger and pat it. If you swipe, you get a little more color. I like to build my color and not have so much at one time. So just pat. And then I also like to add a gloss. So I'm gonna pick Summer Love and put that right in the center. And then last step for the face would be Illuminator. So I'm actually gonna take Glamazing, which is a powder, back to this Best Blend Forever brush. And we're gonna sweep that right on the cheekbones. Down the bridge of the nose. And there. So then I take my bigger brush and just make sure we are well blended. Everything's melted into the skin. And now we're ready for eyes. Okay, with eyebrows done, eyeshadow makes a huge difference to my face. So I'm gonna take this color Basic. It's right beside the cream shadow that I used to fill my brows. I love that shadow as well, but for this look, I like this really light, basic brown. So I just take the brush and swirl it all across my entire lid, just like that. And then I take it underneath, lightly shadow underneath the eye. And bring up to meet in the outer corner. Step 2, take this color here called Kin. So I'm actually going to use the blend and tap brush for this. It makes it a little easier to see. Take that bright color, just like a bright dark purple, and we're gonna pat that up into the crease, the outer corner of the crease. Keep your eye open if that helps, but you wanna see that color on that outer corner of your eye and do it in a C or V motion. So pack that in, that outer corner, and swoop down into the lower outer corner. That's all. Then go back to this color that we've put on the cheek. So this is the Illuminator. You can use a whole host of different eyeshadows for this. Some days I love to use this one, which is Blondie. Feel free, if it's a light shimmer, it works. But since we've used it here, I'm gonna marry the two, and I'm just gonna press that on the inner corner into the inner corner of my eye and get it really bright like that. Taking my brush, I'm just going to blend those together. That's all.